So this is just a little quick shop update. I got a few pieces coming. Got one lathe. This is a big one. I'll share that in a second. Noted a little survey online about seeing other little projects that I do that's not wood turning related, because I got my hands in a lot. I work for myself doing heat and air. I live out in the middle of nowhere on 5 acres, and I got bunnies, deers, all kind of trees, wildlife. I like to take care of those, and one of those is actually going to be, I found a way to make rabbit burrows, in which I've posted a few videos and stuff on my regular personal pages on my bunnies, because I've been cutting grass and literally had to stop and lean over the front of the mower and yell at them to get out of the way because they were like 2 feet away from getting ran over. They ain't scared of anything. I've pulled up in the yard. They sit there and I roll down my window and look out. They'll be 5 feet from the car. It's pretty cool. It's the reason why I want to make some more rabbit burrows and increase those. But right now, so I'm sending this out to Doug over at Pole Barn Productions, which is a piece of red oak burl, just a little bit of punkiness right here, for him to turn. Doug, if you see this before you cast it, that's gonna be some pretty stuff. He's been doing wood turning for a long time, epoxy. I actually used to watch his videos before I started turning wood. Then once I started seeing people use epoxy and the other possibilities that you could use with it, it's kind of what got me into it. But I'm gonna flip you around real quick. I'm gonna show you this. So this is walnut slabs, and it came from an organ that my aunt and uncle gave me. And as I was breaking it down, behind the mirror was a newspaper article from 1907. So this walnut is either late 1800s or, well, I'm sorry, early 1800s to late 1700s. Back then, who knows how long that tree had been growing. And you can see that I've cut these keys down because, let me get you a little bit better. The rim is going to have the keys. I didn't plan for it to work out this way, but every single one of those keys actually fits in the circumference of the bowl. So that'd be pretty cool. And all of this, hey lady, it's red bud, but most of this is actually hackberry. And I believe by now it's had plenty of time to get nice and spalty. The chicken wire, I'm actually going to come off the side of the shop. Yes, it's a little bitty one. It's 16 by 16, and I'm going to put a chicken coop out here. Yeah, so I'm going to come lean-to off the shop. I'm going to have some Brahmas and some, oh crap, I forgot what the other kind's called. And part of what else I've been doing is this, everything from here back used to be totally grown up privet hedge. So when I cleared all this out, I was wanting chickens. This is all privet hedge. And I saved a few of these because some of these are actually huge. Oh, there's spiders everywhere in this crap. There's golden orb weavers are everywhere. So, as you can see, it's plenty of cover from hawks, and it's open on the inside. Oh, Jesus. All right, so, see if I can get it to focus. Ah, shit. I walked into a big one. So this would plenty of room for the chickens sitting around, and I piled all the brush up so rabbits can make burrows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piles. And if you have not ever seen a hackberry tree before. Well, I'm going to show you. Spiders are everywhere. Okay, so these are those giant, those golden orb weavers. They're invasive. You can't kill them fast enough. And the webs are actually strong enough to hold hummingbirds. Another reason why I like to kill them all. I like my hummingbirds. All right. So this is the bark from a hackberry tree. I call it the herpes tree because it looks like it has nothing but a bunch of warts on it. And you can see why they call them the golden orb weavers, because their webs have a golden tint to them in the sunlight. Which you can dye somehow. I don't know. And eventually, if this persimmon tree, I think it's about done had it. I think it's dead. But it's actually got some nice little nooks that'll be nice for casting and epoxy. So that's one project that'll eventually be, because it's fairly big. And then over here is another nice big hackberry. Eventually, whenever it dies. So that'll be more wood if I turn wood till I'm die. If I turn wood until I'm dead, I might eventually get to that one. All this used to be, you can see part of the pile that's left over, but this area right here used to be as thick as that. This is one of my other walnut trees. It's healthy, it's doing fine. But if you know how stress of trees and what it does to the grain, this one's gonna be beautiful. You can already see that bark twisted and curly. So like right here, it's nice and straight. You get down here, it's all jacked up. That means the wood's gonna be nice and curly. Same thing with this oak tree. It's healthy, but I don't really turn a lot of oak. But just because of how it is, I feel like Gwen Stefani walking through the spider webs. Leave me a message and I'll call you back. So there's even more of these damn spiders. They're just everywhere. So yeah, that one's gonna have some nice grain in it. And eventually, when this mulberry tree gets a little bit bigger, I'll be able to use it. That's another black walnut. I've got probably 15 of these things. There's another one. There's 2 or 3 more over here beside that big one over there. Matter of fact, hackberry, honey locust, hackberry, red mulberry, walnut, hackberry, walnut, honey locust, hackberry, walnut, hackberry. Cedar, hackberry. Plenty of wood for the rabbit burrows. Found a video, and all I did is put a 4-inch hole up here, drilled some holes in down here, laid it over so that the water can drain out those holes, buried it halfway up, the rabbits go inside, throw some dirt and stuff inside, and you have a rabbit burrow. But in the next coming videos, I got this piece of willow bowl, and I've got to go and put a little bit of, oh yeah, is that upside down? It's just mirrored. I got some medallions made to go in the bottom of these pieces. And this is pecan. So I just got to wipe on some of Mahoney's beeswax and carnauba wax and walnut oil mix. and buff it out on this one, and then finish uploading the video. Eventually, this is another walnut log. I cut down one here and right there. That one was leaning towards the shop. Got a peach tree. These are OG. It's the ones I made back in 1860. Original Georgia peach trees. Peach tree there. Blueberry, blueberry. Take a minute, quit focusing. Elderberry. Pomegranate. Auburn plum is over there on the end. Then I have a Golden Delicious and a Fuji with another peach tree. What are you eating? So, yeah, done a lot of work. I've been busy. And these are maypops, which are passion flowers right now. They got some crazy looking caterpillars growing on them. I don't think they're poisonous, but I ain't planning to touch it. And they drop these pretty cool little seed pods. We used to pick these things as kids and throw them at each other. They're fairly soft, and you can actually eat the seeds once they get ripe. They have this beautiful flower that comes out on them. I think all the flowering's done on this one. I forgot to include this little guy. This is an olive tree. Get that grasshopper, girl. But this winter I'm actually going to top this red mulberry out so that you can actually get the mulberries off of it, because they're quite delicious. You just can't get the ones that's up on top. You have to fight the squirrels and birds for those. You have a lot of wood. I put some, that's actually stuff around a condenser coil, the outdoor unit on heat and air units. I break them down and recycle them, but I put it around here to keep deer and rabbits from getting to it. It looks like something else has already been nibbling on it. If you know anything about foraging, those are oyster mushrooms. It looks like something else has been nibbling on them. I need to go ahead and pick them and put them in the fridge. Never had them before. Those are oyster mushrooms. There's golden, brown, blues. Matter of fact, I got some, there was some pink oysters growing on the hackberry that I had over there last year. But keep your wood in a shady, cool, damp place. You'll more than likely get oyster mushrooms growing on it. And they're actually very delicious. I put it to this way, my niece and nephews, they don't like mushrooms, but they like these when I cook them. So now that I'm done making like Gwen Stefani and walk through the spider webs outside, well, I should say no doubt instead of the new Gwen Stefani. Yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff to do. I've got even more stuff in the wood kiln that's dry. Nice big chunk of hot corned bean burl. And then I got an idea for using some more of this walnut stuff. It ain't gonna be like anything I've ever done before. That's what I like. I like doing stuff that I haven't done. Keeps you from being repetitive. It's a good way to be in life. Anyway, we'll see you around and stay tuned. Should have some cool stuff out there for you.